Most chicken wild rice soup turns out bland or gooey. This recipe fixes both. You don't need anything complicated, but a couple small things make a huge difference in the flavor and texture of this creamy chicken wild rice soup. This recipe for homemade wild rice soup has simple ingredients, no shortcuts that ruin the texture. Here's exactly how I make it. The very first thing I do when I'm starting my chicken wild rice soup is I get my chicken going. I cut it up into pretty large chunks, and I always cook up more than I need for this dinner because this actually makes very, very, very good chicken. It's so tasty. And so I will probably only use about half of this in the soup, and then the other half will just be extra that we can use for other things. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some seasonings in here. This is garlic powder, onion powder, pepper, and of course all of these seasonings are completely to your taste, and then salt. And this makes really, really good chicken that can be used in sandwiches or other chicken dinners or anything like that. But this will be great for the soup itself, and then also be perfect for all those other uses. This is entirely optional. You do not have to put any meat in chicken wild rice soup. We really like it with chicken. If you just want to go, you don't want to have a lot, it's completely customizable, so you don't have to use a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and put this cover on. I love this enamel Dutch oven. It makes super tender meat, which is another reason why I think it turns out so good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put the lid on and start with the veggies. Here's the chicken partway through. I usually just cover it and let it go for a while. And of course the center is plenty raw. So I just give it a stir, and then I'll put the lid back on, and I'll probably just have to stir this one more time. It just does such a great job when the cover is on at cooking and making it nice and tender, and almost like poaching it too. At the same time, it kind of does multiple things. And it's all good. So while that's cooking, I went ahead and cut up 5 ribs of celery that actually were not super big, which is why I did 5. I did 3 carrots, one of which was quite small, and I did 1 fairly decently sized onion. I figured you probably didn't need to see me chop all of these things because I did it in my last video. And if you want to see that, I dehydrate a combination of these things, and I show you how I chop and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't make the pieces quite as small as I did when I was dehydrating, because this is not going through the dehydrator. It does not need to rehydrate. So there's some chunks in there that are a little bigger. As soon as that chicken comes out, all of this will just go in together. I pulled the chicken out, and there is this delicious broth that's at the bottom of that is going to go in our soup because it's going to add a ton of flavor. I'm going to go ahead and get these veggies in the pan. I didn't even clean out all the bits. I just kind of dumped it out, and we're going to start sauteing right now. This whole time I've had my heat at about a medium high, half the total heat that my stove will put out. So we're just going to go ahead and get this stirred up so everything's well incorporated. Again, I'm going to cover it because it'll kind of steam it while it sautés and prevent anything from getting too dried out. Let's look at what I season with. It's more of what we put on the chicken. So I will add quite a bit more onion powder, garlic powder, pepper, and it could be one that you grind or not, salt, and then I will add some paprika and a little turmeric. These add color. Minimal effect on the flavor. The paprika adds a little bit more flavor than the turmeric, but both will add some really nice color. And then at the end, we're just going to put in a whole block of cream cheese. This is the kind of recipe that could be made completely vegetarian, vegan. Oh, the other thing I'm going to throw in is, actually, I forgot to bring it down, my mushroom powder. I always like to have some of this around because, like right now, I really like putting mushroom in wild rice soup. But because I don't have any mushrooms, I'm going to put this in. Not a lot, because it can really overpower if you're not careful in powdered form. But that's also going to be a great addition flavor-wise to the soup. If you didn't want to use something like cream cheese, because I don't always do that, but the stuff from Costco comes in like a package of 6. And so I've just been kind of slowly working through it. The best by date is always so far out, not until September. And so I am just going to throw this in. I do that at the very end. Otherwise, if you didn't want to do this, before you add the broth, you could put in just a little bit of flour. It could be gluten-free flour or just a regular all-purpose flour if you eat that, and just let it kind of adhere to the vegetables a little bit. And then you can either add like a dairy-free milk or a dairy milk product, and that will help thicken Otherwise, at the very end, you could literally just throw in some shredded cheddar cheese as well. Any of those are great options. Or if you wanted to go, again, you were doing vegan and you wanted to add a little bit of a cheesy flavor, nutritional yeast flakes are amazing in stuff like this, and it adds a cheesy flavor, and you could do that in addition to the flour milk alternative with that. As far as seasoning amounts, honestly, I don't have a very good answer for this. I would say, I mean, it's to taste. All of this is. And I don't like bland food, so I like to season my food really well. We go through a ton of these these 4 seasonings in our house because we put it in so many things. Taste your food often. If you're eating things while you're cooking that aren't related to your dish, it can throw it off a little bit, just your taste. You can have other people come in while you're cooking and have them taste and add a little bit more of this or that. Some people will come in and immediately say, okay, it needs more salt, like right away. These are always things that you can put on the table as people just want to put more of that on themselves, but these do really well in. And you know what I've noticed is that sometimes putting onion and garlic powder in something, if you put it in at the beginning, like I did with the chicken, it's gonna mellow. Whereas if you then continue to season it while it cooks, it develops a different and often better flavor, because then you have some of these in more fresh. I know these aren't fresh, they're, you know, dehydrated and whatever, but if you put these in towards the end of cooking, they maintain a little bit more of the strong flavor, assuming you don't put too much in. But if you continue to add things, so don't just think that there's one stage where you season your food, but actually think about seasoning throughout. So we have this chicken that's been seasoned. This broth is actually like half frozen because it was in our back porch and it's really cold right now. So I'm just going to put this in. This is not super seasoned, so I have to account for that too. And you don't need broth. You could use water and just add extra seasonings. If you're doing water and you happen to have this cooked chicken, but you don't actually have like broth or a stock or something to add, that alone will be probably enough. I went ahead and I added all of the chicken broth that I just showed you. Now this probably totaled to be about 6 cups of liquid. I'm guessing I'm going to need to add a little bit more just for all the wild rice. Now the wild rice I'm going to add right now. I rinsed it. It's about a cup. That's usually about what I do every time I make this. If you want to add a little bit of milk right now, you can. If you want to add, like I said, just water, it's really so flexible, but this is the base of it. I'm giving you sort of a walkthrough of general guidelines and what makes a really great result. This is going to go for about 45 minutes and I'm going to season it now. Once the rice is close to being done, I'll pop back in and show you how we finish the soup. All right, this has been going for about an hour and 20 minutes, and the reason is because that broth was frozen. But as you can see, all of the rice has now opened up. Even as much as like a half an hour ago, it's not all of it was opened up yet. So you really want to go until that takes place. Now, the thing about wild rice is this is a long grain wild rice, and it's the only kind they had the last time I went to go buy it. But they do sell soup grade, which is basically broken wild rice. I prefer it. I like the smaller pieces of rice, and each single grain is broken up into 2 or 3 pieces. So anyway, this is all done. I got the liquid from the chicken in there. I got the chicken in. I wait to add the chicken until this point at the very end because it's fully cooked. And then all I do is add my block of cream cheese. I'm going to go ahead and get this stirred in. All I do is mix the cream cheese as it melts, and then I will adjust for final seasonings. This is what we've got. This is where we're at. Final seasonings have been added, and now we're going to eat. This soup is so good. It's great if you're sick. It's great when you're not. It freezes super well. It's just all around so delicious and so versatile.